everybody, and welcome to Parks Bros. This is Drew, and I want to talk about an interesting idea that I was thinking about for Knott's 100th anniversary. So we do know that 2019 and 2020 are going to be huge years for the Cedar Fair chain, especially at Carowinds, which is getting a new coaster in 2019. We're all pretty sure Canada's Wonderland's getting a new coaster in 2019. Cedar Point's at least getting a coaster in 2020 for its 150th anniversary. But Knott's 100th anniversary is also in 2020, and I had an interesting idea that I could totally see Knott's doing for the 100th anniversary. So Ghost Town in the southern section of the park recently turned 75 years old, and Ghost Town is really what put the park on the map in the first place and made the park a real standout besides Mrs. Knott's Chicken, of course, and the Boysenberry. The Ghost Town, along with Calico Mine Ride and Timber Mountain Log Ride, really created the first theme park in North America. Now, a lot of people have been tossing around the idea of a coaster, but I don't know if that'll be happening just because of spatial issues, at least in the next 2 years. In 3 or 4, maybe, totally, if they can expand. But I honestly think for their 100th anniversary, they should expand Ghost Town. Now, how would they do that, you ask? Well, I got an answer for you. If you follow the path all the way to the end of Ghost Rider's exit, you will come across a gate for cast members and employees only, but this gate's usually open for Scary Farm, and they do have a number of mazes in the back area there, which shows that they already publicly use this land at least for a month of the year. There's also another gate in between the gun shop and the Undertaker right next to the Birdcage Theater, which also kind of connects on the same road itself, which could totally block out a section for a new part of Ghost Town. Now, this would expand Ghost Town to be almost twice the size that it already is if you don't count Calico Mine Ride and Timber Mountain Log Ride to be in the same area as Ghost Town, because it is across the train tracks. It's debatable, but like Ghost Town itself, with just buildings, no rides, just shops, just food, the main part of Ghost Town would almost double in size, with a pathway of 200 feet or so leading from the Undertaker and gun shop to a turn which would lead past what's now the Crow's Nest, which is an employee eatery, which could be turned into a restaurant in itself, because I'm sure you already have a kitchen built in to that building itself. And also there is even a connection to the Mystery Lodge shop on the west side of that walkway. Now, you can take out the parking spots and put facades across all these buildings. I know that sounds a lot easier than it probably will be, but I don't think it needs to be anything like the rest of Ghost Town, where almost every building is a shop or a walkthrough. You could honestly have most of these buildings be like a facade like the Undertaker, or like the post office, where there's maybe a 2 or 3 foot space where you can walk in, and then maybe a 5 foot long diorama. Now, if you keep walking down this path, you do run into a building, which I'm sure they could just have the path go around it. I don't know what that building is used for besides baking, for the pizzeria that's by Ghost Rider's exit. You could even expand that pizzeria to be one of the biggest eateries in the park by expanding options and things. I don't know what this building is right next to Ghost Rider, but I always see smoke coming from it, or steam, or something like that. But on the maps for all of Scary Farm, it always shows that there's a maze there. So I could totally see this becoming another facaded building, of course, and honestly, you could still have the mazes there for Scary Farm and just have it be a facade in the rest of the year, or something along those lines. Knott's could even do what they did with Red Barn next to Pony Express and have it be a seasonal building where during the Boysenberry Festival they have special Boysenberry treats, or during Merry Farm they have a Santa meet and greet, and then during Scary Farm it is a full-out maze. They could do seasonal buildings like that, or just change out the buildings depending on the season, whether it be a shop or something like that. And honestly, I think this would be the best way to carry on Knott's legacy in its 100th anniversary. Ghost Town is the one major thing that Walter Knott took a lot of pride in and really really put Knott's on the map as a whole. And I'm not speaking for the park on any of this is just speculation by myself, but I would absolutely love to see an expansion to Ghost Town in 2020 for Knott's 100th anniversary. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I don't know what most of these buildings are used for during the regular year, so let me know if you know. But thank you again for watching. Make sure to check out the descriptions down below. Make sure to subscribe and like. It really, really helps us out. And of course, as always, we'll see you on the next ride.